So we have a new visitor, Ayla, and Ayla asks, I have been Buddhist now for years. The reason I am converting to Hinduism is I believe that the rituals like pujas anyone can do, and it seems like Hinduism doesn't hide how to perform these. Why do you think the Buddhist rituals are hidden?
Well, first of all, I would say don't be a Buddhist and don't be a Hindu. These are both religions. They're isms. Buddhism, Hinduism. And, hey, Uddhava, how are you both? So Peter got off on the plane okay?
Yep.
Oh, good. Okay. Okay. And all religions have something in common, which is that, like you have observed, they hide things. They hide the truth, and then they interpose themselves in between the members or the worshippers and that truth. And then you have to negotiate with the religion or, you know, the religious authorities to get access to that truth. And even if the rituals are known, the meaning is usually kept a secret. And you have to get some initiation, or you have to go through some kind of process to get the real meaning. Our school is a little bit different. We give out all the material completely publicly, both the scriptures and the rituals and the meaning. Actually, there isn't much in the way of rituals in our group. Our sadhana is mainly the chanting of the holy name. But to understand the meaning of what you're chanting, there's quite a bit of study. We just, you know, it's very easy to learn the mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. 3 words. Hare Krishna and Ram. But the meaning of those words is very, very deep. If you look at our Vedic library, you'll see that we have dozens of books. And especially the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is very, very extensive. It's almost like an encyclopedia. If you had it printed out, it would be like a whole shelf of books, just like an encyclopedia. But this is an encyclopedia of the spiritual world. Even our Bhagavad-gītā, I would compare Bhagavad-gītā to a dictionary. It's about 1,000 pages. So to understand the meaning of the Hare Krishna mantra, or any mantra, even Dvadasakshara mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, you have to read these books. Yes, you can chant the mantra, and just by chanting you will get something. But because our hearts are so closed, and because our culture is so weak, you won't really be able to get the full benefit. For example, we were discussing just this morning with Indira on the phone and also on the community site. We were discussing how Western education actually deprives us of the skills that we need to live in a community. Instead, it trains us up to be individuals. Well, of course, we're naturally individuals anyway. But this individualism, you know, is a kind of religion, like Hinduism or Buddhism. And what it means for us is that we go off and we make our own choices without consulting with anybody else, without considering anybody else, without thinking of anybody else. We make our own choices. We go off and live on our own independently. And we have our wonderful individual freedom, which basically boils down to what kind of car we're going to buy, what kind of soap we're going to buy, what kind of clothes we're going to buy. Because all of our dealings are with corporations. We have to go through school, and we have so many dealings with corporate structures in school. We're artificially herded into these classrooms with a whole bunch of people the same age, which is completely unrealistic. Because guess what? Most of the people in the world are not our age. They're either older or younger. So we get trained up to deal with people who are just like us, or very similar to us, the same age, the same economic background, because the towns are all segregated by economics. You have to be rich to live in a rich town, and if you're poor, then you have to live in the poor town. And so all the people who go to your school are about the same socioeconomic level that you are. So you're trained up to deal only with people who are like you, similar to you. You're not trained up, you're specifically shielded from dealing with any people who are not similar to you. By language, by culture, by age, by economic status. You're kept away from those people, shielded from those people, so you don't have to learn how to deal with them. You're not even really, you don't even really have to deal with your own family members who are so different from you. As soon as you get out of school, then you can move out on your own and do your own thing. So is this great? Is this beneficial? Not really. Because what it means is, as a society, as a culture, as a group, we lose the ability to live in a community. We lose the ability to relate to people who are different. So we have differences from our parents, we have differences from our family, we have differences from the rest of the society that we live in. But it's okay because we're insulated from all these differences by our wonderful freedom and our wonderful individuality. So guess what happens? We get completely exploited by profit-making corporations. Everything we do is an exchange or a deal with a corporation. Everything we get, we have to pay for with cash. What's wrong with this? That means we're constantly getting ripped off. Because in every one of those deals, the corporation is making a profit. Profit equals rip-off. It means you're paying more. You're paying more in terms of value, because when you go and you work for a company, let's say your time is worth $10 an hour, the skill that you have. This is just an arbitrary figure. Let's say it's worth $10 an hour, but the company makes, let's say, $5 profit on that. So actually you should be getting paid $15 an hour, because that's what your skill, the product of your skill, is worth on the marketplace. But guess what? The company only pays you $10 an hour and sells the product of your labor for $15. You see? So you get cheated. And the customer also gets cheated, because the customer could buy your labor for $10 an hour. That's what the market rate is. But they're paying the corporation the $15 an hour. You see? So you're getting cheated. The customer is getting cheated. And then when you're the customer, you also getting cheated. So you're getting cheated earning money, and you're getting cheated spending money. Now what does this have to do with religion? Well, a religion is also a corporate structure. They have churches, they have books they have to print, they have services, they have all these clergymen that they have to maintain and all this stuff. A religion is also a profit-making business, and even more than that, it makes a social profit. What is the social profit? The obedience of its members. We saw during the Bush administration that the churches were very much engaged in getting political support for Bush. You see? Churches and religious organizations in general are means of social control. and they have been used for social control for thousands of years. The Romans were the first, or, well, in modern times, the Romans were they started the official Catholic Church for reasons of social control. They wanted to make a standard religion for everybody in the Roman Empire. So they created this Catholic Church. Catholic means universal. There were all these different sects of Christianity, but they didn't want that. They wanted to make one Catholic and Apostolic Church, as it says in the Creed. And so that's what they did. They made a standard religion. And the deal is, you surrender now. You obey now. And then in the future, you get salvation. That's what we call a post-dated check.